Unstoppable Power, Gauff's 2025 journey from Paris to Wuhan. A season of supremacy. The year 2025 dawned like a sunrise over a quiet sea, golden, calm, full of promise. But for the world of tennis, it was the calm before a storm. And that storm had a name, Coco Gauff. At 21, Gauff had already achieved what many dreamed of: Grand Slam titles, global fame, millions of fans. Yet, she was not content. She wasn't chasing records anymore. She was chasing perfection. Unstoppable power. They called her, not because of her serve or her speed, but because of the energy she carried inside. The will to fight. The hunger to evolve. This is a story of how Coco Gauff transformed from prodigy to powerhouse, from Paris to Wuhan, and how 2025 became her season of supremacy. Paris in spring, a city drenched in art and passion. But on the red clay of Roland Garros, there was a new masterpiece unfolding. Gauff entered the 2025 French Open as the third seed, shadowed by doubts that clay was still her weakest surface. She had lost to IGA Swiatek on this very court before, and many believed it would happen again. But Coco had changed. Her movement was sharper, her defense tighter, her confidence unshakable. In the third round, she demolished Paula Badosa with a blistering 6-1, 6-2. In the quarters, she faced Marketa Vondrousova, who pushed her to 3 sets. But Coco's resilience, that quiet, burning strength, saw her through. Then came the semifinal, Gauff versus Swiatek, the matchup that defined their generation. The first set was war, long rallies, breathtaking angles, 2 warriors refusing to blink. Swiatek took it 6-4, but Coco didn't panic. She closed her eyes for a moment before the second set began, whispering to herself, breathe, believe, build. And build she did. She stormed back to win the next 2 sets 6-3, 7-5, sealing one of the greatest victories of her career. The final felt like destiny fulfilled. She defeated Daria Kasatkina in straight sets and lifted the coupe Suzanne Lenglen, tears mixing with clay on her face. This isn't just a trophy, she said softly, holding it close. It's proof that I belong everywhere, even on clay. The season had begun. London, the grass conqueror. After Paris came London, where elegance met endurance. The Wimbledon championships had always fascinated Coco. The white outfits, the sacred lawns, the legends who walked those courts. But for all her talent, she had never gone past the semifinals before. 2025 was different. She arrived with newfound poise. Her serve was thunder, her backhand poetry, her return surgical. Every match was a masterclass in control and aggression. In the fourth round, she faced veteran Petra Kvitova, known for her grass court brilliance. It was a match of wills, and Gauff's youth and energy prevailed 7-6, 6-4. By the semifinals, she had become the talk of London. Commentators compared her to Serena, to Venus, even to Navratilova. Yet everyone agreed, Coco was writing her own story. The final was a clash of the new age. Coco Gauff versus Emma Raducanu. The British crowd roared for their hometown hero, but by the end, they stood for Coco too. In a thrilling 3-set finale, 6-4, 6-7, 7-5, Gauff triumphed, diving to her knees as center court erupted. From clay to grass, she said with a radiant smile, I'm learning to bloom anywhere. The summer of endurance. By July, Coco Gauff was unstoppable. But greatness demands sacrifice. The travel, the pressure, the endless interviews, they can drain even the strongest minds. Coco felt the fatigue creeping in. She lost in the Canadian Open semifinal to Aryna Sabalenka and spent hours afterward alone in her hotel room, replaying every point in her head. Her coach, Brad Gilbert, found her staring at the ceiling. You don't need to win every match to stay great, he told her. You just need to keep believing that you can. That talk reignited her fire. At the Cincinnati Open, she returned with vengeance, defeating Jessica Pegula and Elena Rybakina back-to-back. Her confidence roared back to life, as if every setback had only sharpened her blade. The homecoming, U.S. Open glory, Flushing Meadows, the energy, the lights, the noise. No place felt more like home for Coco Gauff. She had won the U.S. Open before, but now she came back as defending champion. The pressure was unimaginable. Every camera, every fan, every headline asking the same question. Can she do it again? From a first round, she silenced doubts with ruthless precision. Her serves cracked like lightning. Her footwork was poetry. In the quarterfinal, she faced Naomi Osaka, a four-time Grand Slam winner returning to form. It was emotional, powerful, and symbolic. Both women fought not just for points, but for pride and purpose. Coco's determination prevailed, 7-6, 3-6, 6-3. The semifinal was a war against Sabalenka, her toughest rival of the year. It stretched past midnight. Thunder's rallies, sweat, and suspense. The crowd could barely breathe. Coco saved 3 match points and roared back to win, collapsing on the court in tears. I was tired, scared, and hopeful all at once, she said later. But the crowd carried me. In the final, she met Elena Rybakina, and under the lights of Arthur Ashe Stadium, Coco Gauff played the match of her life. 6-3, 6-2. She became the first woman since Serena Williams to defend her U.S. Open title. This one's for the dreamers, she told the world, trophy in hand. For every person who's ever been told they're not enough, this proves that you are. The Eastern Empire, Gauff in Asia. Most players slowed down after a U.S. Open run. Not Coco. She had momentum, and she wanted to finish strong. The Asian swing began in Beijing. Coco breezed through the rounds, defeating Qin Wenjung in the final with pinpoint precision. Then she moved to Tokyo, where she met Naomi Osaka once more. The crowd adored both players, but Coco's composure shone again. And then came Wuhan, the final stop, the city where history would be written. The Wuhan Open had grown into one of the WTA's biggest events. The stadium was buzzing with anticipation as Coco marched through the draw, beating names like Rybakina and Pegula, reflections of a queen. By the end of 2025, Coco Gauff's numbers were staggering. 3 Grand Slam titles, French Open, Wimbledon, U.S. Open. 5 WTA 1000 titles. 9 consecutive hardcourt final victories. World number 1 for 26 straight weeks. Win-loss record, 59-6. But beyond the numbers, it was her story that mattered most. The evolution from a teenager full of dreams to a woman full of purpose. In an interview with ESPN, she said, "Tennis is my art. Every year, I paint something new. 2025 was my masterpiece, not because I won everything, but because I learned who I am." The dawn of tomorrow. As 2025 ended, Coco Gauff stood alone under the floodlights of an empty court, racket in hand, wind brushing her face. She looked up at the night sky, quiet, vast, infinite. Her coach approached her. "What's next, champ?" Coco smiled, her eyes reflecting both exhaustion and joy. "Tomorrow," she said simply. "There's always a tomorrow." Because champions don't stop when the world applauds. They keep moving, keep growing, keep rising. And Coco Gauff, the girl who once dreamed beneath the stars, had now become one. From Paris to Wuhan, from promise to supremacy, from doubt to destiny. 2025 was not just Coco Gauff's year. It was a year tennis remembered what unstoppable truly meant. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.